Well, Vikate, it's so nice to finally get to come to Laos and be a guest at your really nice brick house that you built.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to learn more about what you've been doing since you were in Oregon, especially with your role model project, your Let's Include All social media project, and maybe some of the other work you're doing around inclusive education.
Yes. As you know that I started Let's Include All to promote and provide inclusive education, especially in the northern part of Laos. So what I'm doing is raising awareness and building role model of inclusive education for the future. Raising awareness, what I'm doing, I set a Facebook page and to share information about inclusive education, to send message to people about the right of children about inclusive education.
Mm-hmm. When you say inclusive education, can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that, especially in the Lao context?
Yes, in the Lao context, inclusive education means providing opportunity about education for all children, regardless where they are from, what their background is, girls and children from poor families.
Mm-hmm. And children with disabilities.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, so you have your social media page, Let's Include All, and who is the main audience for that?
I'm targeting young people because in Laos now young people start using social media as a part of their life and communication. So what I'm targeting is those young people who use social media will see what I'm sharing so that they can aware about inclusive education.
And this is mainly your student teachers, the people who are in teacher training programs at Phannalath.
Yes, mostly they are students at my faculty.
I've seen some of your posts. You've put a lot of inspiring things on there, informative articles and other things, and I see a really positive reaction to that. So you have this other thing going on, which I've never really seen before, which is called the Role Model Project. And you are doing a lot of different projects to try to involve these students. And tell me the main reason for having them involved in the Role Model Project, and then some of the activities that you're doing.
Yes. After I start working on raising awareness, I feel that raising awareness is not enough. I hope that I have to have people who really want to work and go and work. I mean, I want to have action figures. So I decided to form role model. So most of the young student teacher who become a role model in Let's Include All, they come from the northern provinces of Laos. They are also minorities group students, and they are from rural areas. So I'm trying to teach them and educate them about inclusive education so that when they're back to their community, they can perform, they can contribute what they have learned here during 4 years of their study at teacher training section. Besides educate and teaching them inclusive education, I want them to learn more about the responsibility of their society, their community, because what I believe is inclusive education can happen once people in their community work together, help each other, sharing their experience, their knowledge, their resources they have. So I am trying to teach them also to be a part of their community, to take the responsibility of their community. For example, we do school cleaning. So because it is also a part of the community that we can see now, many people just live in with trust and they don't care about trust, and so I teach them this is very small things, but when they come together as a community, then people will learn from this role model. So when this student teacher go back to their community, then they become a role model. Then there will be other people. I hope that there will be other people follow these role models. And then, yeah, he or she will also make another role model. Then all the community will come together and be better community.
So you've done things where they work to improve their communities, like through the trash cleanup, but you've also done the cultural festival.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the cultural festival.
Our cultural festival is also a part of inclusion in my feeling, because I feel that in Laos, even we are a very small country, but we have so many different cultures. So what I hope is people from different cultures will come together to learn, to accept, to value one another. They will, they will respect one another. Because I don't want them to feel excluded from the society.
Right.
So cultural festival is a kind. One thing that students really proud of who they are, where they are from. So
yeah, it sounded like a lot of fun. You had now you sent them home during their break with instructions to come back ready for the festival. And what were some of the things you asked them to do?
So what I asked them to do is learning about how to cook traditional food, practice their performance. For example, their traditional dancing, and also their history, their culture, so that they can present in a festival day. Then they can show their traditional food and also their dance.
Yeah, and I saw some. They also came with their traditional outfits, their traditional clothing that was really diverse from one group to the next. Really nice. So they increase their pride in their own background and culture, but they also start to appreciate other people.
Yes, that is the goal of festival, because I want them to appreciate others.
And it seems like it was a lot of fun as well.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so you've got your social media presence, the Facebook page and the blog, and you have the Role Model Project. You're also doing some training that you've gotten funding for from the Young Southeast Asian Leadership Initiative, right?
Yes.
And how many people are you going to train in the next 5 months?
Well, I'm going to train 100.
In groups of 20?
Yes, in group of 20. Then again, this also I hope that this 100 student teacher will be a role model in inclusive education, because what I feel is one of the barrier that we have in Laos is teachers are not confident to implement inclusive education, because in a teacher training section in Laos we don't have inclusive special education course. So I would like them to learn and gain knowledge and experience in this training, so that they can be well prepared when they get out of the university and teach in the community.
Right. So I know you have a lot of dreams with this project. You're working really hard. Where do you see this going? You know, what are your hopes? Like, what do you hope is the outcome of all of this work?
My hope is that all students who come to the training and also role model, they will go out and make a change, make society more inclusive, especially children who are left who are left behind, they will come to school, and these children will also learn from this young student teacher who become a role model. Then I hope that this role model will create another and another role model, so that our society become more inclusive. Then we all take responsibility of our community and our society.
That's a really impressive vision, and what I've seen of the work you've done so far, I think you're going to be successful with it because of the hard work you're doing and the role model that you're providing for the people in your community. So thank you so much. You have a start on of another person that you're a role model for right here, which is your niece. I wonder if she'll come over and say sub ID. Can we have her come and say hi?
Money.
Come on. So she's in kindergarten or first grade?
She's in kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Sabadi.
Sabadi. We're talking to people on the camera. Can you say Sabadi?
Sabadi, you bưng con là Sabadi thì phải. No, Sabadi.
You did when I came over. That was really
Sabadi,
nice.
Sabadi.
Yeah. Okay. One of the future students of Lao, right? Well, actually, you're already in school. Great. Eli. That's fantastic. Okay, well, thank you so much for having me here as your guest and sharing the really great work that you're doing. Right. Thanks.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right.